Howdy everybody. Hope you're doing well. Just trying to refamiliarize myself with where we're at in Oni here. Just trying to get back into the game. Took a bit of a break from it, but now we're hopefully moving into the mid-game here. We'll unpause and see where things are. Looks like we're doing alright with food. Stress is getting a little high for a few of our dupes, so we'll have to take a look at that. I think water and oxygen is doing all right for now. And let's see here. Yes. So we're not using enough oxygen. So I think perhaps what we'll work toward, we in the last playthrough just reached up into space. So we'll get a telescope there. We'll start doing a little bit of passive exploration that way. I think in terms of resources, what are we? Lots of phosphorite, lots of coal for now. Let's see how we're doing for metal. We've got a lot of dirt and clay so far. Gonna continue to have a lot of salt, ice, polluted ice, things like that, and copper we've still got a lot of, so we're not too worried about that for now. Let's see here. I think. Let's see who we've got for dupes. Just refamiliarize ourselves. So we've got our artist, we've got 2 ranchers, a cook. I think Pippin here is operating, so they're going to be like our life support dupe. They're going to just do a lot of strength related activities like hauling, things like that. So also are doing ranching for some reason, even though I don't think that they have ranching skills, so let's get that out of there. Oops. Let's get ranching out of there for Pippin. And we're going to bump up supplying, storing, life support, toggling, things like that. They'll do a lot of running around and things like that to keep the base up and running, makes it so that less of our actual skilled dupes that need to be maintaining other systems and services and things like that. They're not as focused on, oh, this is new. Interesting. I did just do an update before I started the stream, so they must have, I didn't read any of the patch notes or anything like that, so they must have just added a few new things in there. That's cool. Alright. Now, it's time to figure out what we're going to prioritize here. I think power is an issue that needs to be addressed, not inside the base so much as outside of it. We're not even drawing full power for this side. It does have the opportunity to pull 1.5 roughly on each side, so we'll have to address that eventually. We've got a natural gas geyser here that I'll have to figure out how I want to tame. And let's see. Lots of reed fibers, so yeah. I think we're in relatively stable right now. Like, the colony will sustain itself for quite some time, so we can afford to take our time and plan things out a little bit, but it'd be nice to make sure that we're maximizing the research that we can do and moving towards more sustainable power, things like that. I think I'm gonna core this out. We'll store the, right now it's just storing phosphorite because that's what is required for our Weezworts, which are generating a bunch of radiation for our radiation technology here. We've got our electrolyzer set up, not running at full capacity, so let's expand the and we're doing all right in the base in terms of oxygen, so we need to bring on some more dupes. We also need to ensure that we are traveling as quickly as possible to our job sites, and let's figure out what we want to prioritize. We've got a bit of a half-hearted ranching setup going here. Be nice to expand that out, so I think clearing out this slime area here would be a good step in the near future. And yeah, R1 here is making our base prettier, which is also great. Also need to figure out a solution for this storage bin. I think I started to do that in our last playthrough and have not completed the setup yet. I think what would be a good idea is if we get a temporary metal refinery going, we could run some of the excess polluted water here into the metal refinery, and that'll make it a little bit more tolerant of the heat, like the crazy amount of heat that it'll be exposed to. So we can try that. But let's just focus on getting our power grid out here, stretching up into space. And that way it will set our, or it'll power our telescope. Let us do a little bit more research. So we'll do an enclosed telescope, like, I think right here would be kind of perfect. We'll work our way through that exploration, like the space exploration around our base, and we'll also make sure that so here we can do a gas bridge like that and have our excess oxygen going up here instead of down here. So let's prioritize, let's prioritize this. Get that out of the way just to make sure the gas flow continues and doesn't stop, because we want our electrolyzer setup to not be idling. These tanks are the geyser is going to be bringing down more water than our electrolyzers know what to do with, and that means that we are going to get a backup here, so keeping it running, keeping, you know, a little bit of a buffer here within the tanks, but also making sure that we're using what we need to use, or using what we can use as much as possible is kind of important at this point. Perfect. So gas bridge is in, oxygen's going to keep flowing to our base. That is wonderful. That's off because it pulls more power than our generators can supply. And that's part of the reason why right there. So let's get this other coal generator plugged in. Let's maybe get, I was gonna say maybe get an auto sweeper there to sort of lessen the burden. I think we will do that, actually. And we should probably get some alternative power going as soon as possible, but it's gonna be a minute for that. That's a bit of a gap in my knowledge, honestly. I always find I stall out a little bit at this point in the game, but I want to stick with this playthrough and really try to work through some of these hurdles that I find myself running into. Okay, that helps our power very slightly, but it's still drawing more than it can produce, which the rad bolts in these will decay really, really rapidly if we're not powering them, so we want to make sure we're not using unnecessary power on them, which we almost certainly are. This I'd love to get rid of as quick as possible, but let's check out the blueprints that are available to us now. Not going to take a narcoleptic dupe. These two only have only has one interest, nails here, and Turner here only has two, so I think honestly I'll just take the mallow seeds for now. Like we could do Turner, but we kind of already have we have our researcher. The athletics is the easiest thing to level up, so let's skip on them for now. Let's see what skills are available to us. Pippin here is leveled up, so we'll get them suit sustainability training. We want everybody getting into that as quickly as they can. Samwise here, not gonna overload them. Suit sustainability gets alerts also a little too close to their morale threshold, so we'll keep these guys all that's an undersight. Let's see. Try to boost some of their morale a little bit. That'd be probably a good next step as well. So we're in a morale deficit for a few of our dupes now, so let's make that a priority as well. Okay. Let me see. And we gotta worry about the power here. Like, this is gonna be really ugly, but can we make it prettier? And I guess that, I guess Gandalf's not spending that much time in there, so focus on prettying up the base in here. Hi, Moonlight. It is Oni time. I'm admittedly in a phase of the game that I struggle to gain traction in, so hopefully this is at least a little bit interesting to watch at some point, but full disclosure, I'm not a pro, and I'm not super proficient when it comes to this part of the game. I just felt like coming on and having some fun, so hopefully it's worthwhile. We're not going to worry about the blast shot maker. Let's look at some things that will be a little bit more useful to us, like our decor here might actually be. I think we need plastic for that. Let's grab the Renaissance art, see if that increases our options for decorating. Let's see, do some canvas here. And we'll make the rest of our base a little prettier. So let's do some paintings in here. Do there, and then maybe like having it down here would be nice. But also places that our dupes have to spend a lot of time in. I wish we could fit it into our bathrooms. That would be very ideal, but I don't think there's much we can do there. Wood block, that's interesting. Kind of cool. We need wood for it, obviously. It's a block made of wood, so. Put on our party line here. They can chat to each other, but let's wait. Just do some paintings for now. We'll also, I guess, put up some smaller ones over here, which is where Gandalf will be spending a lot of their time. Or I guess not anymore, but they hang out around this area as well, so we'll decorate when and where we can to improve our morale a little bit, reduce the penalties there. Let's see. One of our oxygen diffusers lacks resources. That feels impossible. We do have 0 algae, so I guess it's a good thing that we're relying on our electrolyzer setup as opposed to oxygen diffusers, but there's going to be a ton of algae that we can pick up throughout our starting biome and all of these different there we go. All these different slime biomes and things like that that are laying around, so it should be fairly easy to supplement that. We'll get a few extra events here just to get a bit of a backlog of oxygen flowing through our base. Let's deconstruct that, because let's get some better decor options here. Do a large sculpting block out of granite. We could throw it down right here, and another here. Could also do one there. It's not going to do too much for us, but at least it's something. Do that as well. And then deconstruct these guys as well. Get rid of all of the, we'll keep this one down here, just because it's funny. We'll get rid of all those though, and add in some higher decor value furniture, just to, again, try to bump up that morale boost that we have. So Arwen is painting their first masterpiece here, it looks like. Perfect. Ground Zero, that one's called. That's fascinating. Alright, where are you going to? You're just going into the reed fiber, which is great. Let's clear out this for more polluted water to come into. Be a good idea probably to get a storage tank, like a water basin built out here that's just permanent, that we can let all of our polluted water flow into. That way we can have some Paku living in there. We don't completely lose all the Paku on the map, as they can be a fun food source as well. Okay. We're slowly figuring out what we want to do. Very, very slowly, unfortunately, but we're getting there. Once we get into, I don't want that to sit for very long. We do need to get our, we need to get an auto sweeper built up here. Again, we don't want to use this for too long. I want to get a metal refinery built, but need to clear out some space for it, and I just don't have the capacity to deal with it at this second. Maybe we will on this stream though. Hopefully we'll get to that. Okay. Slowly building our way up there as well. We've got all the heavy watt wires left to build, so that will happen when it happens, and that's fine. I'd like to clear out this uranium and maybe just stick it in this storage bin in here. And I think that is what we'll get into shortly. Let's see here. Cleaning up. The map is a mess right now, and it's bugging me, so I'll have to clean it up soon, but we'll get there when we get there. That's gonna be the theme of this mid-game approach, at least, I think. Get there when we get there. Queuing up useless things isn't gonna help right now. We don't have enough dupes to be doing nonsense like that, so let's make sure got the auto sweeper constructed up here. It should, that's why we didn't build it. So we'll delete or deconstruct these ration boxes and get a few refrigerators built, because the auto sweeper, when I put it here, can't reach the ration boxes, can reach the refrigerators, so we'll do that for now. Do that as well. And let's show some hustle and get fridges built. Build them out of granite because it's prettier, so why wouldn't we? And let's make these a higher priority for everybody. Yeah, we're losing pressurization in the bottom of the base, so I'd like this to be a higher priority as well. Just get it built that way. I think this has to be, yeah, that's annoying. Put all edibles in there, make it a 6. And that way should reach, I think it just needs to reach one tile that the refrigerator takes up. I don't think it needs to reach this bottom part here, but we'll see. Alright, there we go. We're getting more oxygen flowing to the bottom of the base, slowly but surely. And we'll start repressurizing everything in the bottom here. It's not so depressurized, but it is, could be better. Okay, this is starting to become a problem as well, so if we say that we want to run a metal refinery setup maybe around here, I think that would be reasonable. So let's start to facilitate that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Delete these. Clear out that. We'll clear out this area here. We will need to get the what's it called? The demolition skill, so that we can remove these Veritas buildings. And then we'll clear this out for our metal refinery. Somewhere down here, again, once we can clear out the Veritas buildings, we will eventually begin to build ourselves a refinery setup. Or sorry, water basin down here, refinery setup up here. That's what I meant to say. Confusing myself. Okay. Probably still a good idea to, I think we can just work our way towards renewable energy. That way we get access to steam turbines and things like that. We will need access to steel and plastic and all that stuff very shortly, but until we hit that mark, we'll just continue our way on the research, make it so that it's available when we do need it. Good job, dupes. let's see. Trying to think here. Let's see what we've got available for skill points. Not too much. Alerts now has a huge suit sustainability. It's going to be next here. They've got a pretty big morale boost. Again, Gandalf there is just... He had a grisly meal. That's the problem. And last cycle's decor is ugly. Alright, let's... Perfect. Great timing. Spigot pup. I don't know what spigots do. I would assume that they... something to do with liquid or water because of the name, but and the fact that it's a seal. But I don't know what, so... Honestly, Stinky here is not too bad. Let's see. Let's just take another look at our dupes. See where our shortcomings are in terms of skill gaps and things like that. Do we need a builder? That's the question. I think, honestly, I think the answer might be yes. Yeah, because we do want the demolition skill. So yeah, let's take Stinky here, and we'll name them Helm Hammerhand, or yeah, Helm Hammerhand. You built the Hornburg. And let's get Helm's skills updated. So we want improved construction. They are not allowed out this door. They are certainly allowed in here. And we're going to arrange their priorities. Some of the more boring stuff to watch, so apologies for that, but we're going to make them really prioritize building, not digging, not really anything else, honestly. So they will very much so prioritize digging, and they'll do passively supplying, storing, all of that stuff, and then their schedule. Let's get them on same schedule, I guess, as these guys, so probably would be beneficial to 3, 6, 14, so we got plenty of those. Got 5 on each cycle, so it might honestly be a good idea to get a new schedule going with our downtime starting there, our bedtime there, and the rest of you work time. So let's see, we don't really have anyone that needs or has any daytime or nighttime perks, so let's put Helm and Arwen down here. Yeah, I think that will be fine for now. Do we have enough beds for Helm? I don't know that we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. So let's get that going. This is not an ideal bedroom setup, obviously. It's pretty dismal, in fact. We'll try to get something maybe set up here once we clear out this uranium. I think that would be a good idea. And we'll certainly need to expand our hatch ranching capabilities. We're already starting to... Oh, awesome. We're already starting to really chew through our food reserves, so... Literally chew through our food reserves, I guess. And let's see here. Should get rid of this. It could be quite easily diverted into our base. I don't see why that... You know, there's not really any reason to necessarily, aside from just this thing. It's the only thing using it, and maybe some of our research, but I guess there are other things that we'll use in the future, like the apothecary. If we get any bionic dupes, they require gear bomb, which needs water to be made. So let's just pump this into our base. The power is going to be still a bit of an issue here, but honestly, it's not really the end of the world. We'll do that. Get rid of this, and then we'll start. Honestly, maybe a polluted water basin over here instead. Dump all this straight into it. We can dump some of this straight into it and build it under our base, like right here. Hopefully, maybe there's no vents and geysers down there, but we'll have to explore down there to see, obviously. Okay. Still got some little Pakus going, which is great. They're not all dying off immediately. And we do have some high morale, which is fabulous. Let's see if Gandalf has high morale. He does not. Doesn't matter yet. We're not done putting our enclosed telescope in up here, so we've got time to boost up that morale. And a cool slush geyser up here too, which we will eventually want to tap. Brine. What is the freezing points -22, evaporation points 102.8. Polluted waters evaporation points 120. So I was gonna say maybe we could use this for our refinery. We'll want to get oil, but that's not on this. It's not on this starting. Asteroids, so we'll have to travel to Slopila to unlock oil. Right down there, that's fine. Okay, perfect. So we're in here. Let's make this unclogging a priority. No one's gonna go do it. Do we have access? We do. Inspect this. Already inspected that. Already inspected that. I guess maybe we already unclogged this. radiation's not too bad up there, so let's see. We had a bit of a roadblock here, but we'll get through it. I think what I really want to do is let's clear this out. Let's prioritize this, everybody. We are using a little bit more oxygen now, especially now that we don't have the diffusers running as full bore. This one, oh no, we do. So I don't know why we're, I guess the suits had a higher demand there than I expected them to, but anyways, let's make sure we're prioritizing getting this water cleared out of here so we can start to clear out this and expand our ranching, because we really do need to get that under control. I also really want to clear this out, so I'm going to just queue that up. The dupes will be fine. Alright. But once we start getting uranium, so we'll want to store that in here. And what is it under? You know what? Just make it easier on ourselves. Uranium ore. Just like that. So Gimli here is absorbing some not insignificant radiation. But they'll be fine. It's just standing on uranium. There we go. Everyone's clearing everything out, doing what we're supposed to do. That is all we can ask. Except for when we start to ask for more. Demand more, really, I guess. The dupes don't have much of a say in this. I gotta be honest. Their autonomy is questionable. Okay, so we'll start getting barbecue much more, I guess, substantially running. I don't know, that's not the way to word that, but we want some more significant output, and it's important to get that going quickly. We might even need to, unfortunately, build a few of these to just get some supplementary mealwood going while we wait, just because I don't want our food to get too far depleted. Alright, we've got our renewable energy here. So let's move up and honestly just start working our way slowly down the same way that we have been the rest of the game. Awesome. Look at that. Man, the rat bolts go down so quickly in that. Sheesh. Okay. Starting to get this up and at him. Let's get rid of this guy so he doesn't need all that lead. So lead will be useful for us eventually. And let's get some insulated tiles in there. Let's start closing in these rooms here. That makes sense. Can't get Gandalf's morale up high enough. Always feels like that's the real issue, but dang. They do probably have unnecessary amount of skills. I guess not, actually. They're using everything that we've put in so far, so. Alright. Get a little bit of extra food going just because we're really burning through it. And that has me a bit worried. And even honestly, maybe a little bit more up here. Although mealwood on cycle 125 is tough. Gotta really get these ranches up and running. Otherwise we will be in trouble. There. Start to get them a little more capable here. Let's get you planted. Excellent. We're making some progress up here as well. Pick up a little bit of extra food when we go up there, which is nice. It's just muckroot. That's going to really hurt our morale, but it's also better than having everyone starve to death. Decidedly better. Alright, cool. Getting a bunch of ranches up and going. Aborted siege is honestly probably a good idea. Let's grab that. Get another Weezewort going in. Well, I guess we don't need it in there, but anywhere else we need cooling. Weezeworts are a pretty effective way to do it still. They used to be like just like super powered, but yeah, it'll be always handy to have a few extra available to us. And let's see, did we Pick up that hatch, we did. We want... Honestly, we want to get rid of the lower quality wire here and replace it with some conductive wire. And honestly, what we really need is a power transformer here, so let's maybe scrap this stuff here and get one of those put in, just because we don't want any wires breaking and overloading. And keep the water cooler going. Wonder how our power is doing over here. Sure, the moment this gets plugged in and starts getting used, the power is going to become a real issue, but that might have to be a problem for another day. Oops. Goodness. See how far we get in this one. Hoping we get at least some progress from where we were last time. That's just the goal of each time I hop on the game. Just make some progress. Okay. Let's do that. Let's also do this. Oops, there we go. And that. Someone please. Please. There we go. Alright. Here we go. Oh, we're building these out of lead. Oh, okay. Thank goodness. No, we're not. That one is being built out of lead. We don't want that or that. That's copper. That's copper. Conveyor rails out of copper. So good. Phew. Let's just get like 10 more copper. Finish our silly array of ranches and be on our merry way. I thought the code for this thing, I guess maybe we found it, I just didn't see. I thought it was contained in a toilet like this. Power siphon for the printing pod. I kind of want to activate it just to see what it does. I haven't had this fully explored this before, so it'll be kind of exciting for me anyway. And let's see, I'd like to get some more of these going, so we're missing, need 200 kilos of refined metal, and it looks like we've got 85 kilos of copper, because I don't imagine there's any laying anywhere else. almost done completing the roof here. Be nice to get some bedrooms going up here. Let's see what we need. So to get a private bedroom, can't have a cot, which is silly, but 24 tiles is the minimum space. That'll be there, so right to that. There, right? Yep. And then, oh shoot. Another one right there, so right to the sand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that. There. Got a few private bedrooms going that way. We'll start to work on our morale. Honestly, maybe use some mesh tiles here instead of the solid ones. Could just put another door down, but I don't like the way that looks, honestly, so I prefer to do it that way. And then, once this is all dealt with, we can put in any buildings really that we want to here. We could also put in just some decor stuff. We can do a few more bedrooms in the middle here. That could be helpful. How big is this room here? Is that a private? That's 18 tiles, so not what we need, but also not an unusable space. Still just lead. Okay, what's happening down here? We got that going. Still slowly making our way up to the telescope there. Botanical analyzer's done. Creature stuff. It's not super useful research for us right now, but I just want to work my way down the research tree just to make sure that we're A, constantly researching something, and B, that we're making things available for when we need them. Sorry. Yawning. Way to go, Glowin. Or Gimli, sorry. Mistaked you for your father. Harvesting some food, which is good. It's just meal lice, but we're running a little low, so every little bit counts. I won't say no to more food, that's for sure. Okay. Keep collecting animals to serve our purposes. Please and thank you. And get some additional construction done. Yeah, this is really cool. This is a great way to kind of put everything in the same spot. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Arwen here can learn Masterworks Creativity, which is awesome. So let's get them fully outfitted there. Gandalf's still in their morale deficit. Oops. Gimli doesn't really have anything that's super helpful right now. They can learn super duper hard, but that puts them in a deficit as well, so we're not going to bother with that, and that just gives diamond and obsidian. Samwise. Why not? There. Alright, how much copper? 385 kilos, so we can start that. Out of copper, yes please, and there. I'll be excited to get these to their full size. They won't be their full size. This one could be, but I guess these two could be. These ones will have to be kind of abridged versions, but that's okay. I guess this one technically could be its full size as well, but tapping natural gas geysers a little bit, again, just find it a bit tough. It would really help fix our power problem out here, and it's something that I need to prioritize very soon. I know that we're still doing okay on coal, but we're not that coal rich, so tapping this and making use of this resource would be really useful in terms of it's not an infinite supply of power, but a very renewable source of it. It makes some byproducts that are also very useful for us if we want them to be. And yeah, it fixes our reliance on coal, which is very not infinite. Even though we do have hatches going, they give us a good supply. Probably want to keep that for these guys in here. These will just stay on as backup generators once we've got a more permanent power supply figured out. Liquid nuclear waste there, that seems dangerous, but apparently it's not. Is that a byproduct of this? I shouldn't think so, but highly toxic liquid full of radioactive contaminants which will emit radiation that can be absorbed by rad bolt generators. Okay. It also emits light. I think that's just such a small amount of it. 47 grams. 0.06 rads. Is it off gassing? Is that what's happening? Huh. I haven't dealt with that material much either, but Uncrushable. Cool. Let's see, we're almost at the bottom here. We might be able to mop this. Yes. So we can mop that up. Let's delete this pump. Let's get some new printables. I don't know what a bonbon tree is. So let's grab the seed for it, I suppose. Tar and plant so this is part of the Frosty Planets pack, I think. Can be refined. Right down. So it's a way. Oh, used as is to sustain spigot seal ranches. Okay. And can be a source of sucrose. So I think nectar, yeah. Nectar can be made into plastic. That's fascinating. Huh. We're learning. Can't say we're not learning. Okay. Hit you and you. There we go. We're doing things. That's funny. You can see the tops of the eggs going through behind the buildings there. Kilroy style. Pippin earned a skill point. That's fabulous. Good job, Pippin. Let's get Pippin into exosuit training. And then now they can go out the door. They also cannot, oops, go in this one. Oh my gosh, everything backwards. I'm moving at a snail's pace here through this playthrough. Truly. Okay. Let's keep going. So this is going to want to be like all the way out here. Is it 96 tiles for the ranch? Stable. 96 tiles, it is. So let's go 96 like that. We're gonna cancel that there. And we're just gonna build out like that so that we're not putting a bunch of polluted oxygen into our base without a way to be rid of it. Okay. Way to go, guys. Check out the gang putting in work. You'll love to see it. We're running rapidly out of food. Good gracious. Oof. I'm curious. I think I could. What if I put a mesh tile here? Will this still be able to reach that? I think so. Because I think it can go through on a diagonal. Oh yeah. The quick change. Yeah. That's kind of the whole point of this game, or I guess like the real quirk of this game there, Moonlight, is just rapidly going from everything is fine to everyone is dying. It's I don't think there's many games that do it quite as well. Okay. Ooh, look at this backcountry grill. How cool is that? This isn't necessary, but the visual of that is going to really bother me if I don't get rid of that, so... Alright, and now I think, yeah, our auto sweeper can reach this. We don't have to worry about duplicates supplying the grill. The auto sweeper will do it for us, and that way Samwise can just stay at the grill and cook until they can't cook no more. We need to get some bedrooms put in here. That will happen when it happens. Let's relocate this hatch egg over here so that it gets swept up and put into our barbecue production line. Do that. Yeah, we just gotta keep stock in the pantry for as long as we can until our barbecue gets up and going, because barbecue will solve a lot of our problems when it comes to not only food, obviously, but morale as well. It's a big deal. Okay. There's polluted oxygen there. I'd love to honestly filter that out and get rid of it, so I think that might just be exactly what we end up doing. How do we do it? Let's do a deodorizer like here, and then we can pop this open. We'll clean out all of this stuff, we'll build the floor out, then we'll try to clean this up as much as we can, as fast as we can. Look at you go, Helm. Incredible work. You rock. Alright, I think we can activate this. Hopefully I'm not just ruining this here by hastily coming up and activating it with one of our dupes, but you. What are you doing right now? And the pathfinding is really doing some work there. I'd love to make this a priority for somebody. Samwise is doing it. Perfect. Alright, let's see. Are we ruining it? Or are we doing something kind of cool? Or is it going to be just completely underwhelming? Who knows? Not me. We ruined it. It looks like. Or I guess we just don't have the access code yet, maybe? And now we can unclog the toilet. I knew it was in the toilet. Okay, we didn't ruin it. Whew. But boy did I ever think that we did. We're storing all of our data banks in there. Had me stressing there too, Moonlight, don't you worry. Alright, let's make this a priority for you, Samwise. Printer strip, yes. My duplicates have recovered the access code to unlock the Prehistoric. The data storage medium was damaged during retrieval, but it has already served its purpose. The Prehistoric's targeted printing technology is now at my colony's fingertips. Ooh, and a cutscene? Oh, maybe not a cutscene. Okay, so we need to charge it. Converts, stored charges and databanks into seeds and eggs. Okay. Well, let's... Oh, so we can divert charges when our printing pod is ready to print. We can divert the charges over to this thing and use it to print, I guess, specific things that we need or want. Which is interesting. Seeds and eggs, so even if we killed off all the Paku, for example, we could print some Paku eggs in here and get them running. Repopulating. Cool. I've never used that before, so it's cool to get into something new like that. But that was stressful for a second. I thought I locked it up for good. Okay, let's get this and this and this out of here. Set that and there. Okay. Making some progress. That is cool though. It's definitely handy, especially when we start getting to some other asteroids and things like that. We can kind of just haul things in through this whenever we want, instead of just relying on the supply teleporter for smaller things like seeds and things like that. I don't know if it's I don't know if the Printerceptor is like a random seed or egg or something like that, or if it's the one of our choosing, but either way, it's still pretty cool. Okay. Let's uncork this. That'll start to let us get a touch more of our ranching capacity up and running here. We want that to happen. It'll clear most of the polluted oxygen out of here. We won't have too much to worry about, especially if people do their job and pick up slime and polluted dirt and stuff like that. As soon as it drops, let's see. Yeah, perfectly fine. No germs, no nothing like that. So look at us go. Perfect. Okay. Actually, let's just get rid of that. Bottling things up. Hopefully they don't off-gas too much, make this area any yuckier than it already is. We'll also start to build out this here. Perfect. Okay, so we should be able to just delete this, oh, there's like one little thing of polluted oxygen with an incredible amount of germs, actually. So maybe we do keep this, just to avoid all that yucky slimestone stuff. Okay, so let's see what we have in the printing pod here. Metal power banks, which we would need if we have a bionic duplicate coming in. I don't think we've seen any come in yet, so we don't need these. We don't really need the rest, so since we're not going to take any of these things, why don't we just test this out and intercept the charge from printing press here, or the printing press, the printerceptor. And there, we got one stored. So we need 3 stored charges, and yeah, I think 3 stored charges. I don't know how many databanks we need, but convert stored charges in databanks into seeds and eggs, so we'll slowly accumulate stored charges on this, I suppose, and then we'll see how many databanks we need. Helm has a research point, improved construction, yes please. And then, looking okay otherwise. That's funny. So there's carbon dioxide, too much of it here, and too much chlorine for the. There's only one element can take up a tile at the same time. So the water here is doing some funny stuff, and for some reason this Paku is having a bit of a tough time. So let's help him out, just to be nice. Could put deodorizers in here, might be worthwhile. Let's do a deodorizer like here and here. And honestly, kinda just wanna, should, you know what? Let's just do it like that. That is silly and unnecessary, but it's the name of the game right now. Now let's do another one up here. Oh gosh. Yeesh. There we go. We'll get that going. Let's clear that out just to I just want to make sure that we get our ranches operating at higher capacity before the end of this session, so just gonna do that. Prioritize those. There. Helped the Paku. Look at that. Now he's happy as a clam. Let's just put, we got the deodorizer here going, so it's not too bad. It's got a lot of polluted oxygen with a lot of slime running around down here, so it's A, I want it to kind of go easy on the PC, but B, I want to clean this out so that we can expand as much as we want to without having to worry about it getting inside the base and it's just slowing things down, causing a ruckus. Perfect. Already clearing it out a little bit, which is fantastic. Come on, somebody. Oh, nobody's gonna help with that. That's typical, I guess, but okay, we're starting to run out of water now because this is running at a very high capacity. Let's see. This is still erupting, which is good. We'll tap this shortly, and I think I'll want to refine it down here, closer to, honestly closer to the desalinator and where we are refining the rest of our electrolyzer water. So, active periods right now, so it's going to erupt again in 0.3 cycles, so we're not at risk of running out of water immediately, but we're kind of slowly approaching that juncture, it feels like. So, and maybe not so slowly, honestly. So let's go do the same setup we did over here. So just 2, 1, 2, like that. Just enough tiles below to get a water pump in there. We'll have a door there, I guess. So up like this, up like that. And got kind of just a mess of water down here, so who really cares what we do? To this water, build some ladders in there. We'll build a liquid pump, I think. Let's just do it the same exact way. I know this is maybe not the most efficient way to do it, but I kind of like setup over here. Let's do just like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that feel weird? Then we'll, I guess, do it the opposite in terms of the ladders. We'll do a heavy watt plate there with heavy watt wire. Like that. That's kind of Perfect. And then I'll have to get some automation wire in here as well. There, I think. Yeah. Build you there. That should work. Again, we're gonna spill a whole lot of polluted water. Very cold polluted water out of here. But that's kind of a necessary evil. Especially since we are fast. Oh, we're building some of our stockpile here back up, which is great, but stuff in there isn't going to last forever, so we really have to prioritize backing it up, which is funny because earlier in the stream I think I was saying like, oh, we want to make sure that this is running full bore so that we don't have too much of a backup. Now we're running out of water, so. But again, that's the nature of the game. It's just constantly managing mini emergencies. And sometimes not mini emergencies where all your dupes are gonna die. Alright, analyze this, Gandalf. Everyone build this fast. Build that fast. And we'll get some liquid pipes running out of here. We'll run it. Sort of considering, like, what if we. This is gonna be cold, so. It erupts with freezing polluted water at -10. So we do need to heat that up. I kind of want to clear all of this out of here because I don't want the brine and the polluted water mixing and messing up our water sieve. So let's get all this stuff, except that is going to be irritating. Let's see if someone will mop this up. Let's make it a 9. No, Glowin's going to seal it in. Do that, Glowin. Alright. Making some progress. Oh no! Dang. Let's get rid of some of this. Do that. That's not the end of the world, but it is annoying. Thought we had enough space in here, but we don't. It's okay. Alright, what are Samwise's priorities? Because he's not cooking as much as he should be, so what is he doing? Ranching, I guess? Maybe? Shouldn't be doing that. I just want you to cook. That's all we want you to do. No power wire. Oh my goodness. What is happening to me right now? I'll prioritize those builds. Please and thank you. Whew. It's a tough go right now. Haven't been playing this game very much, and it's showing. Thought we'd be able to not sweep these, but looks like we're gonna have to sweep them. Yeah, let's get the rest of the insulated tiles going here. No storage available for the brine ice. Can we just relocate it then? Over here. Just get it out of here. Same with you. Get over there. Sleet wheat. Let's see, now we have to make sure that we have everything that we want going forever. Barbecue, cooked seafood, frostbun. There we go. Now, mercifully, Samwise should start cooking. We'll build some more refrigerators here and see, because I feel like this should be able to reach that, but does it have to reach this bottom tile? It'll be a little bit of a bummer if it is the case. Oh, Pippin. Sheesh. Alright, that worked. Certainly not able to reach these ones on the floor, but that's not what that was never expected of it, so hopefully when the refrigerators get built, it will reach there. We take away the dupe labor. Striped electro gloves. Sporty stripes on the wrist, that's cool. Okay. Please build the fridges. There's brine there, so we'll have to move that. Prioritize this. There. So many things. Just good grief. Oh yeah, new printables. Good. My word. Oh, so we could get a bionic dupe if we wanted to. I think that is ambitious. I mean, I'd really love to, but no, we're not. We're not ready for this yet. So what we're gonna do is we're going to intercept that charge. Made a bit of a mess all over the map here, but it'll all get cleaned up eventually. Let's just say to heck with it, and oh, Thea in there can do exosuit training. That's fantastic. Alerts here. Well, that puts us in a morale deficit with them. Happy to put Gandalf in a morale deficit just because I've been waiting forever for this guy to do it. So we'll give them astronomy, get them using this telescope to explore space for us. I think this is like considered beautiful up here. Well, not really. Plus 15 for lighting, but the heavy wire makes it pretty horrendous, so it is what it is, I suppose. Let's set this to be the same as it is over here. Let's make it a priority to relocate things. Like, where's the... I guess I don't know if we can make it a priority. Shoot. Great job, guys. They're working so hard, but there's only so many of them, and I am spreading them thin, and not to... Oh. You know what? We're gonna disable these, unless they're gonna be... Like, is our one just gonna be idle? Or are they gonna do something? Nope. They're gonna do something. Good. Baden. I don't want you doing that either. Especially now that you're in good enough shape. Helm can keep doing it because there's not much for him to build in here, so there's not much of a avenue for them to increase their construction skills, so we'll just keep them running on there to increase their athletics, because that's, I would say, like the next most valuable thing that they can do for us. Alright, how are we doing in here? Slime lung rapidly dying off. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, we're just having a... Let's make sure... So our liquid pipes are going to... Again, we just really want to... Let's go across... Across this way, that's just normal water. So, if we go across this way, we will put our water sieve, say like right here, pump in. It's 30 degrees here. This should warm up our water enough, but who knows? I thought that would be the case with oh yeah, that's salt water, right? That's a brine. Yeah. Okay. I was just confusing myself there, sorry. It should warm it up enough. It's 30 degrees in here. It's got a long way to travel. It's, you know, varying degrees of warm throughout its journey, so hopefully it warms up enough that it's not really going to be an issue for bursting our pipes or anything like that. We'll get a storage bin over here for some sand. There we go. And filtration medium sand. Excellent. Looks like our oxygen's still doing okay. Thankfully. I have to start running some up here. I don't think we have any yet. We don't. Is it possible to... Yes, I can bump these up. Okay. I knew that there had to be a way, but I could not remember. Let's relocate this brine as well. Make that a 6. What else have we got down here? Snow. Relocate that there. Also make that a 6. Locate that over there. And make it a 6. What else have we got in here? Anything? Don't think so. Let's see, the bottom here is clear. Okay, so we'll be able to seal this in a moment. This will be good to go. And then that should be backup water source for our electrolyzer setup. Also getting a bit of a backlog of our hydrogen, but we'll send that up here, I think, into maybe a spare hydrogen generator here to help support our already stressed power needs down here. Lone and Gandalf have high stress, that makes sense. We put Gandalf over their morale threshold, so they are going to be feeling it a little bit. That is for certain. Let's see, dupe skills, anybody useful? Oh. Good for them. Standard meal. So, Gandalf's actually doing okay right now, so their stress is going to start to go down here, which is great. Let's do that. Let's do these two as well. We'll have to get this out of there as well. Maybe put a polluted oxygen up there. Honestly, what I should do is this, but I was silly before I deleted this stuff. That's just the way things are right now. Just keep missing things, but live and learn. And all the copper's already on the ground there from last time, so same with the sand here. They're gonna run all the way down there and build that tile, I'm sure. What's got you so stressed, glowing? What's got you so stressed? Not clear. Okay, deconstruct that. Get all this out of here. And then we've got functionally two full-sized ranches, which, let me just see, I can't remember how much space the hatch needs. 12 cells of space for each character, so if we're looking at 96, not 96 tiles, but almost 96 tiles, we're looking at 96 minus 3, so 93. That'll be, what will that be? Seven hatches per ranch. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. I think it's slightly more than 7, but do that for now. Once we're happy with the amount of polluted oxygen in here, we'll actually get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. We'll lock these up and we'll look a lot better for our food prospects for the future. We're starting to build things back up. We've got some barbecue coming in, which is nice. We've got lots of frost buns from our sleet wheat that we're harvesting out of the cold biome, but that's only temporary, so we don't want to rely on that long term. Perfect. This is all getting sucked up, so let's get this back together. Let's get these apart. And let's get this sealed in here as well. Alright, so we'll get this finished up. Once we do, that'll probably do it for this one. Got these flooding down here, so not getting any more thimbleweed, but we'll fix that as soon as we're able. This is helpful. We've got a new blueprint to bring in. Honestly, let's bring in a hatchling. Trying to sort of supercharge our ranching production, and we're not going to be turning away any extra critters right now. 5 out of 7 here, 1 out of 7 up there. It's pretty abysmal for a lot of them. Let's cut into here. There we go. Surface breach. Alright. Gandalf is finally using the enclosed telescope. How neat. Developing some data banks, which are used for the printerceptors here as well. The epic music when we get into space, finally. I love it. Alright. Let's see where we're at. Power's pretty terrible. Don't have any research going. That's not helpful. We're storing the maximum amount of rat bolts, so sure, we've wasted some of those without me even thinking about it. But I think that's going to do it for now. Yeah, I think we didn't get as much done this time, but it's kind of about refamiliarizing myself with the game a little bit. Again, this is sort of a part that I've struggled with in the past, like this phase of the game. Similar to other games like this, like Factorio and things like that, but trying to work through it. I'm going to stick with this save as well. I'm also going to stream on Thursday, but I think I might stream something new, so hopefully folks are around to join for that. That'd be a lot of fun. But I yeah, I think this is going to do it for this one. So thanks for sticking with me.